Hi, this is Mark Micali. I'm Vice President of Government Affairs of the Nonprofit Alliance. This is our monthly legislative update. Let me start by mentioning that last month we had a very successful virtual Capitol Hill Day. We had over 20 executives from the sector participating, and we had a total of 8 meetings. The centerpiece meeting was with Senator Tom Carper of Delaware, who was the co-author of the 2006 landmark Postal Reform Act. We had a very good meeting with Senator Carper, and he's very determined to see if we can move postal reform legislation in the current Congress. And he believes the centerpiece will be to move the large liability of postal retiree health care costs from the Postal Service and move them to Medicare. And of course, most retirees are covered for health care through Medicare. Senator Gary Peters, who will chair the Committee with Postal Jurisdiction, is also very interested in this issue, and we're going to work very closely with both Senators Peters and Carper on this. Let me give an overall summary now of our 4 major legislative issue areas. As I noted on the postal front, a major postal reform bill will be one of our priorities in terms of that area. In terms of the universal charitable deduction, we have some good news to report. The universal deduction was increased from $300 in 2020 to $600 in 2021 for a married couple filing jointly and staying at $300 for an individual. We think the time is right to move that level for the universal deduction to $1,200 for a married couple and $600 for an individual filer. And we have 2 very strong champions on this issue. Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma is very active on this issue, as is Senator Chris Coons of Delaware, and we've had a chance to work closely with both senators. Of course, there is the need for national privacy legislation. And as many of you know, the California privacy statute does create major burdens on our commercial partners to provide us data. And we're fearful a number of other states will enact their own privacy laws. The answer is clearly one national privacy standard. In other words, a national privacy law that would preempt the states and provide one set of rules of the road in dealing with data. A number of bills were introduced in the last Congress on this front. We anticipate a number of bills to be introduced in the current Congress, and this is an area we'll be spending quite a bit of time on, and it's very important for the long-term health of our sector. Let me close by mentioning the good news on the IRA charitable rollover front. House Ways and Means Chairman Richie Neal of Massachusetts included an expansion of the IRA charitable rollover in his list of retirement benefit items that will be considered by the Ways and Means Committee. We think there's a good chance of movement on this issue in the House with the lead of Chairman Richie Neal, and we think there's momentum now in the Senate to move a similar piece of legislation. The bottom line on this is it would increase the size of an IRA charitable rollover from $100,000 to $130,000 in 1 year. That would be very helpful. And also, we are pushing for another provision which would lower the age of eligibility to create an IRA charitable rollover from 70 and a half to 65. And with 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every day, this would be very helpful to the sector. I think you have a sense we're going to have a very busy year, and we very much look forward to working on these issues to help our sector.